What's up guys, Haven here. So I'm going to do this video just sort of as a one-off. It's more like an update and just to let you guys know that I'm still alive. It's not going to be my regular full review kind of videos, but I will take you through a couple games where basically I got this P-40E-1 TD, which is a Twitch drop, and I wanted to spade it. And so this video is how quickly can I spade this plane, and I'll walk you through it. And I won't do a full review on P-40s, but that might be coming. If there's enough interest in the video and there's enough people that watch this and they want a P-40 review, maybe I will follow it up with a full review of the P-40. But I'm going to just take you through the couple games it took me to fully spade this thing, and here we go. We're going to jump right into it. But again, I apologize for the lack of updates. Life has been incredibly busy. It should level out a bit more at the end of October, as of 2025 October if you're watching this in the future. But yeah, I appreciate you sticking with me. I will try and get back more on the regular upload schedule, and let's watch these games, boys. Here we go. We're about to see how bad the default belt is for early US props here. Completely raked him, no fires, no nothing. That is a challenge here. This is also recorded at the time where the US planes were bogged and the 50 cals created like twice the amount of drag that they're supposed to create. So I think maybe, yeah, I fully spaded this while that bug was still in play. We're skipping forward here a little bit where I'm trying to energy trap this zero, the early zero. I think he knows where I am. I'm relying on the teammate below to keep him spotted for me, and I'm trying to stay in the clouds here. So I'm trying to drop. Let's see if I can drop in a good spot here. If he wasn't in the clouds, I would already have a good shot. So I'm trying to kind of shoot the dark. He's evading nicely. A little bit of a rudder issue right there. I'm still feeling out the P-40s here. I'm not quite sure how they kick over or what their nose authority is or what their rudder authority is. That kind of felt like a P-51 right there. He is getting engaged by a teammate, so I'm going to go ahead and make my loop over while he's distracted. I was going to separate and energy trap him again, but now he's distracted. He makes the mistake of going up, which makes him slow, and I've got plenty of ammo. So we snipe him and burn up some of that ammo. And that's pretty much the rest of this game. There's not much else that happens that game. So, one kill, 1 assist, and that's the first game, and that unlocks a pretty good amount. That's why I like realistic. Alright, here you can see I did pretty good for this match. I do like air realistic because it gives better rewards quicker. Leaves me with about 3,500 modification research to spend. I definitely make sure to pick up the offensive belt, although it's still going to be kind of mediocre. But I get all the way down to engine injection. Can't quite unlock engine injection. And we jump into the next match. So I've been side climbing, which is required in the P-40. We're going to discuss a little strategy here. You do need to side climb. That's typical of all pretty much early US props. I leave it at about 15 degrees climb. I do use manual engine control. You can basically leave prop pitch auto and then basically open your rad all the way up. But we got about 3,800, which is pretty good before turning in, and we are going to be looking at this 109 who apparently is barreling in towards me. That's okay. I'm going to pick up a little speed. I want to meet him with speed, and even if I am slightly under him, I want to have enough speed to do some maneuvering. Sliding head on, get some rounds at him. He goes up, which is a good move. I try not to follow. I'm going to stay straight. I'm going to keep my speed, even though I am already quite slow, so I want to preserve that speed that I do have. I notice now that he's being chased by a, I think, what, P-39? So, or P-38. So I'm gonna come around. He's getting a 2v1 now. He's going after the Corsair with the P-38 on his back. And I'm just kind of looking around. Do I want to continue after that 109? Do they need help? Maybe they need help. Maybe they don't. I'm certainly not going to give up my altitude for a 3v1. And I kind of dip down a little bit. I think, well, maybe I can get a couple shots. He puts the P-38 on fire and then proceeds to continue to dive. I'm not liking giving up my altitude here, but I've kind of stuck it at this point. And now it's a 1v1, and I want to get this guy out of the match. Eventually, my turn rate does catch up to him, and we shoot him out of the sky. So, had to kind of burn more altitude than I'd like. I think I dropped like at least 1,000 meters there to get 109, but if he already took one of my teammates out, he likely could have taken the other one out, and if he climbed and he eliminated a teammate, it means he's probably one of the better players in the match. It's probably best to go ahead and get him out of the match. We stay straight and we try and turn our speed back into altitude as much as possible before angling back in towards this Spitfire. Spitfire is on the tail of a P-39N. P-39 is a very good plane at this BR, and I want to keep him in the match. So I'm going to head over there and try and help him out. And, you know, also we can knock out a Spitfire. Spitfire is, again, a very good plane for this BR. We want to get him out of the match. This does show one of the other strengths of a P-40, which is inline straight speed. They are one of the faster planes at the BR. Not the fastest, but one of the faster planes at the BR. So if you can keep it in a straight line long enough to build up some speed, you can catch some people. You can get around the map pretty good. So we are kind of heading this direction. I see it's turned into kind of a 2v1 against the Spitfire. Maybe I'm not needed. Starting to look down at the lower enemies. Maybe I need to go after them. But this Spitfire, I think, is nimble enough to stay in the match long enough to where I feel like I probably just need to go ahead and help out. I want to get this guy out so we can concentrate on the lower altitude, folks. Especially if I can catch him unawares. I thought for a minute there that the P-38 would have had him, but it looks like the P-38 just got reversed. So, we're going to jump in. Got severe damage, which doesn't look like it did anything to him. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the top and I'm going to finish him off because severe damage, sure, but I don't want him shooting down a teammate. So we finally finished the job. Cost me a good amount of my ammo, but again, happy to have the high altitude Spitfire out of the match and save some teammates while doing it. Looking in front of me, I got a Yak 7 that kind of here appears to be headed this direction. He looks distracted, otherwise he wouldn't give me that shot. And I get some crits. I take his wingtip off. And at this point, I only got 187 rounds, and I don't want to be greedy because I don't need the RP. So I let them just finish that guy off. Even though shooting off his wingtip, I could finish him off with 187 rounds. But, you know, you guys are going to see this whole match. I don't really need to get down there and show you the big kill numbers because, frankly, I don't need the RP. So heading back to base, gonna go grab some more ammo, and the assist, I did secure the assist. We land, we take off, and when we take off, we still climb. I realize that this is in the middle of the match, but a pro tip is you should always be climbing, even after you take off. I'm not suggesting you go full 20 degrees or anything, but in the P-40, 10 degrees, 15 degrees off the runway, even in the middle of the map, is gonna pay dividends, right? I got plenty of altitude on this P3, right? PE3. It's so frustrating to see people take off and they just stay flat. Like, you should climb just like you climbed at the beginning of the match. So, you see this PE3, we're going to try and let him think he's going to get a good shot on me. Thought about angling away. Didn't think he had the energy or the accuracy to pull that shot off, if I'm being totally honest. It got a little closer than I'd like, but he's going to shortly run out of energy. We're going to come around and come over. And we get this beautiful shot, a little close than I'd like. We set him on fire, and we land safely with enough points to not only unlock and spade the rest of the P-40, but to basically buy everything and waste a bunch of points. But that's it. Took me basically 2 matches to fully spade this thing. It was fun. The low tier was kind of interesting. I like the camo scheme on this thing, so I might fly it out a little bit more. But that's it for today's video. Just give you little tips and strategy for the P-40 and just showing you some flying that I did today. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.